you're wondering about the title of the video, if you got kind of scared about the title of the video, don't go disliking this video. Don't go writing some nasty comments about how I'm a jerk, and how I'm ignorant, and how I know nothing, because you haven't even seen the video yet, okay? So today I'm going to be talking about some failures in the American public education system. I'm not like targeting Americans. I'm not cherry picking the American public school system. It's just something that I stumbled across on Tumblr, and I thought I should share it on YouTube as well. So now what we're dealing with here is this guy Aiden in first grade wrote his name on an exam paper in cursive. So then his teacher comes along, he circles, he or she circles the name written in cursive and just writes in no cursive in first grade, wait for third. And it says, my 7-year-old son was shot down by his first grade teacher. Now, what the heck is wrong with this teacher? I mean, if this kid knows that's actually some pretty good cursive. If this kid can write good cursive in first grade, that's actually pretty good. And what this teacher should be saying is, well done with the cursive, Aiden, keep up the good work, because I had terrible handwriting up until like 5th grade, and if this kid, I mean, like, that's somewhat like how I write now, and if this kid can write, this Aiden kid, he can write that good in 1st grade, that's a pretty good accomplishment. And this teacher just goes ahead and says, no cursive in 1st grade, you have to wait for 3rd grade until you can apply your talent. I don't know if that's actually talent, whatever. My 3rd grade teacher actually had a conversation with my mum that I was reading too well and told her to stop having me read at home. 2 O's on the 2, I'm pretty sure that's a typo. Okay, and so this guy's, or girls, I don't know, this guy's or girl's 3rd grade teacher actually told his or her mum that he or she should stop reading at home. Now, I'm a person who likes to read a lot. I like to read a lot. I read a lot of books. Like, there's like, I've got a whole 2/3 of a shelf for books here, and then I have like books scattered across my room. I should tidy that up. I think that reading at home is actually very good, because as much as a person will enjoy the reading, they will also advance in reading. They would advance in reading, and there's no such thing as reading too well. There's no such thing as reading too much, or there's no such thing as being too good in reading. That's actually the same as reading too well. Like, you can never read too well, you can never read too much. I'm just repeating myself, aren't I? But you can never do that, because you can just like read, and you can read as much as you want. To make a long story short, this teacher is a narrow-minded prick. My 1st grade teacher said that it was problematic that I was reading ahead of the rest of the kids in my grade, and asked my parents to stop letting me read Harry Potter. Right, I would literally attack this teacher. I would go to the school and attack this teacher. Okay, I'm over-dramatizing. I don't actually mean... I probably wouldn't actually attack the teacher. I really like Harry Potter. I grew up reading a lot of Harry Potter, and I really like that book series. And well, to say to someone that they can't read Harry Potter, to say to a child that they're not allowed to read Harry Potter, that's just mean. That's just stupid. That's uncalled for. That's just, I mean, like, kids should be allowed to read pretty much whatever they want. I mean, Yeah, stay out of the fan fiction, but kids should be allowed to read pretty much whatever books they want, unless it's 50 Shades of Grey. And Harry Potter is it's a great book series, and of course this kid should be allowed to read Harry Potter. So I don't know what this teacher is thinking, but this teacher is wrong. I'm just going to go ahead and say that what this teacher is thinking is wrong. Kids are allowed to read whatever the heck they want. This teacher is a jerk. My 4th grade teacher thought it was wrong for my dad to be teaching me complex math because it fascinated me. Right, 4th grade teacher. Well, you see, I think what the teacher is trying to do here is to keep all the kids on like the same level of math. Now, whereas that's pretty much understandable, and whereas that's pretty much understandable, if this kid wants to learn complex math, then from his dad, if this kid wants to learn complex math from his or her dad, sorry, I don't know, I don't actually know which sex he or she is. But if this kid wants to learn complex math, then surely he or she should be allowed to. I mean, because math is actually quite a vital thing, quite a good thing to learn. And if this kid is learning complex math in 4th grade, and even better, if it fascinates this kid, then why on earth would someone think it were wrong for his or her dad to be teaching complex math to him or her? I want your opinions in the comments below, because I'm just kind of filled with too much anger. I'm filled with too much anger towards these teachers right now to express a good opinion on this. I'm basically just talking about this, sitting in front of the camera talking about this. It's your opinions that I'm asking for. My elementary school music teacher hated the way my piano teacher taught me, and how I was more advanced than many of her students, and so told me in front of my peers and my mother that I was not good enough to participate in the state solo festival. She would not give me the form. We had to procure it from the district instead. She also hated how I excelled at reading and playing music for the recorder, and so she refused to give me my belts, which are colored beads to signify from their level, and humiliated me in front of the class repeatedly. 1. If this music teacher hates the way that this kid's piano teacher teaches him or her, well, that's tough. Okay, that's just something she's going to have to deal with. Like, I should have had some shades ready for this and just deal with it. 2. It is perfectly alright to be more advanced than the other students. I mean, sure, the other kids are going to be quite jealous, but again, deal with it. Some people just are more advanced because they take a bigger interest in the subject, and they pay more attention in the class than the other kids. 3. If she hates the way that this kid is more advanced than many of her students, how is he not good enough to participate in the state solo festival? I mean, what this teacher should be saying is, oh, sorry, your child is too good to compete in the state solo festival. 4. There is nothing on this earth that gives her the right to repeatedly humiliate her student in front of the class. There is nothing that justifies this kind of behavior. I mean, I feel kind of bad for this kid, because I mean, like music. I really like music, mainly guitars, and oh fuck, stuck. Like, I'm a person who really likes music, and I sometimes get kind of carried away with my guitar in the music class. Whoopsie. But I really like music. It's a big part of my life, and this teacher is kind of with the humiliation. The teacher is kind of could be kind of crushing this student's spirit. This teacher could, like, by humiliating him and not giving humiliating him or her and not giving him or her the belts and telling him or her that he or she is not good enough, that can be actually very depressing. Because I mean, I've had people tell me that I'm bad at guitar when I've been playing guitar, and people have told me that I'm bad at guitar, and that's made me quite sad indeed. But you know what? I don't believe those people. But I don't believe those people who say that I'm not good at guitar, because I know that I'm actually pretty good with what I do. Pretty good with playing the guitar. But that's not actually what I'm here to talk about, I digress. So, yeah. I'm going to need you guys, your opinions of this as well in the comments, so be sure to leave a comment. My 8th grade algebra teacher used to fail me on take-home tests because I didn't solve problems exactly the way she showed us in class. I used methods that we had learned for other types of problems that also applied to these. She took points off my tests because I didn't bring a calculator, even though I got 100% without it, because I was able to do it by hand. I had to call my father, who is an engineer, down to the school to shout her down and give me back my A in class. 1. In take-home tests, sure, it's preferable to solve problems the way that they've been taught, but I mean, it's good to learn some new things. And I mean, I would probably use the way solve them the way that I've been shown in class. But if he does solve them with different he or she does solve them with different methods, then that's like all right. Like that's perfectly all right to solve the. Why am I holding this up? It's perfectly all right to solve the problems with different methods, even though it is preferable to solve them with the methods already learned. 2. So she took points off his test because he or she didn't bring a calculator in, even though he or she got 100% without the calculator. Now that's a good thing. That's actually, in my book, the teacher should be adding points to this kid's exam results, because I mean, it's really good that if you're supposed to bring a calculator to school and solve the problems with the calculator, and you can actually solve them without a calculator, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, and a thing to be encouraged. So I don't know what the heck this teacher is thinking, but she is wrong for thinking it, again. My 10th grade Spanish teacher yelled at me in front of the class numerous times because she didn't like the way I took notes. She thought that since I didn't write every word of the slide, I wasn't getting it all down. I had to explain to her that people who have taken advanced courses like AP or IB classes know that in a fast-paced learning environment you need to take quick, shorthand notes that contain the necessary information rather than wasting time writing every word. She almost gave me detention. 1. I personally always try to write down every word, but I mean, if this guy can summarize things, then that's great. That's great. If someone knows how to summarize the information, then that's a good thing. And two, so this teacher is almost giving this kid detention for being smarter than the teacher. Something tells me this teacher is quite jealous indeed. My 11th grade English teacher gave me a poor mark on my first short essay because she believed that I was looking up unnecessarily complex words in the thesaurus to try and get better marks. The phrases in question, laced with expletives and bombarded. She wouldn't hear any defense from me. 1. Now, using complex words, using complex words, even if they are unnecessary, shows that this student has interest in the language and wants to do well at it. Is nothing to give a poor mark about. 2. This teacher, of course, should hear the person's defense. Some person who just goes out and makes an accusation about something without hearing any defense is just a plain idiot. And yes, I am going out making accusations about this, but you people are allowed to comment your opinions on all of this, and I will read them. And that's saved me from hypocriticism. My 11th grade history teacher failed me on an essay about the 1950s because I misread the prompt. Except the prompt wasn't words, it was a political cartoon. One of the figures was clearly President Eisenhower, but the other I couldn't place. My teacher would not tell us who it was. I labeled him as governor of Little Rock, Arkansas during the integration period and wrote an essay about that subject. My teacher said that no, it was Joseph McCarthy, and that there was a small picture of the man in our textbook and therefore I should have recognized him instantly. Half the class apparently did not. 1. I think that the prompt should always be words. I mean, because using a political why is it so difficult to speak? Using a political cartoon might work, but you have to first in this situation you have to first name all the characters, what they look like, so that nothing would be unclear. 2. If these kids are asking, "Hey teacher, who's this guy? I can't seem to get my head around who he is," then of course the teacher should tell them. Of course the teacher should help his or her students with what they're doing. If something's unclear, the teacher should make that clear that this is Joseph McCarthy. Right then, here is a bit of a quote now. "The American school system is not here to educate us or to encourage us to learn. It is here to keep us in line and silent. It is here to keep us from deviating and being our own people and forging our own ideas. Don't let it win." I could easily say that I completely agree with that. Fun story time. I love to read. Yes, so much so I was reading chapter books in kindergarten. Well, that's actually pretty good. Well done. I broke the record for reading points in elementary school. They actually had to start making up prizes for me. No one in the history of the school had ever read so many books in a year. Basically, my class liked me because I won those suckers' pizza parties in my spare time. Well, that's a good thing. If someone can read, if someone loves to read, and if they read a lot, and if they can read really good at a young age, then that's a very good thing. In 2nd grade, I had a teacher named Miss Mobley who believed all children should be average. She flat out told my father that all children should make C's and should never strive for more than that. What this teacher should be doing is encouraging these children to work hard and get those A's. She should be encouraging the children to strive for more. She should be encouraging these children to earn their A's and B's, not telling them that they can only score C's or under. Not only was she insane, she also would routinely spell things wrong for us to copy for our spelling tests. Later, when we spelled those words wrong on the test, she would mark us off. Yes, our own teacher was sabotaging us. Wow, that's just stupid. As a teacher, she has the duty to teach her children the correct way of spelling these words, and definitely not sabotage her own class. I should have been tested for gifted classes, but I was not. Why? Miss Mobley didn't believe in gifted children. This teacher had tenure and could not be fired. I do believe in gifted children. I believe that there is always going to be some kid who really likes the subject and works hard on it and works hard to earn the A's and B's that he does get. Because I'm at school, I'm actually doing pretty good with languages. I mean, and I was learning a fun story. I was learning Swedish, and I didn't actually think I was that good in Swedish. But then, first Swedish test, I got a 10-, which would in your world probably be an A-, and I was very proud for myself. I was very happy that I had gotten a 10-. I was very happy about that, and then people were telling me good job and encouraging me to keep up good work, and that's exactly how teachers should act. I'm Alan Hadley. This has been a nice little chit-chat about the American public education system. Leave your opinions in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.